We've got the cars, we've got the radio, we've got the markers and the road. That's really the intro. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to see if we can learn a thing or two. Speedrun time. Because as you know, this is the #1 speedrun channel on YouTube, so let me show you how it's done. Just don't tell Raz I said that. Well, this might be one of the more involved videos I've done in a while. I've got a bunch of cars here because today we're doing a speed run. Now I have a private road and I've got markers that you can't see in the sun here. I've got a 500-meter stretch and it's pretty flat and it's nice small gravel. We've got yellow markers every 100 meters. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and then those white posts are 4, and then right down the end of the road is number 5. So I've got 6 sets of markers laid out, 500 meters. Camera's not going to pick it up too well, but I will be able to see roughly where the cars are at. So that's also going to add hopefully to the legitimacy of my speed runs because you can watch it in real time. I've got my 2 Rlaarlo cars and my Radiolink radio. Thank you Radiolink for sending me this beautiful RC-8X radio. Full review coming on this soon. But today I've got the radio set up and I've got the antennas coming out the back. We're going to use this body on both cars. But first, I've had this just sitting in my office for a while. This is a 144001 that I converted and set up for a speed run. And it's, I mean, he's looking ready to go. You ready to go, Harry? Of course you are. He's got a brushless conversion. Is being lowered but still has ample room. I'm just going to use this just to get a feel for what the road's like. We'll strap a GPS onto it just for giggles, but he's just running 3S. See my last video here, that's got my little summary of what we're up to. So today is the day. We're going to make a few runs at it. We're just going to test, I'll pick this one up. We're going to test the stock Rlaarlo tires first, and then if all goes well, this isn't a super wide road, but if all goes well, then we'll jump onto foams and see how we go. But I've got a problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess there's only one way to learn. Let's start with the small one and see how we go. This is my test for foams with the 144001. Steering trude. May as well make a second pass. That's really stable, eh? It doesn't hurt that it's got that front wing on it. He doesn't look any less happy about it. What do we see? We got 98 kilometers an hour. So that was 98. All right. Well, that's fine. Good job, little 144001. That's the end of my run for this thing today. I just wanted to see how the foams went, and I think they went pretty well. So, let's get a quick photo of that. And then we're going to get into the tough ones. Right, while I wait for the GPS to get satellites, I'm just going to power up the 8S machine. We'll just make sure we've got the right model selected on our Radiolink radio. Jeez. Alright, she's on. The gyro might be a little bit strong actually. Anyway, what we want to do is just briefly, before we do our actual run, I just want to check range, and we're not going to do the speed run with this body. I'm going to do it with the other body. That's the one with the wings on it. We might go all the way. Ay, ay, ay. There's a real delay on that steering. A real delay. I don't know why. No, there's a problem here. What is happening? The wheel's not even on properly. Alright, I'm getting ready to run. I just went to drive this and I found the front left wheel was really wobbly. And I haven't driven this car at all yet. I just noticed the bearing's in a bunch of pieces. So I've just got to pull that front wheel off and replace the bearing. This brand new CF Rlaarlo never been driven, so bad bearing was unlucky. Luckily I've got all my spares here, so I'll just replace that now. I've got the carbon fibre roller. GPS is on, as you can see. So we're getting some response here. Just pop you onto my shirt. Right, Radiolink radio. I've got the gyro off. That's a lot smoother. We've just got to get the steering trimmed. I'll show you when we get back, but we're running I've just got the gyro right off because I don't like it. We've got the 4292 1500 kV motor. And there's the next marker there. All right, so we're going to rely on the road being straight and the bat wings. I've never driven this before, so why not do a speed run, first drive ever. She's not quite tracking straight. That's a wreck. I didn't even get to 50% throttle. I'll bring my phone and we can get a GPS reading. That's not ideal. And also not unsurprising, I suppose. She's not quite tracking straight. That's a wreck. Well, that's good. It tossed a battery straight away, so now there's nothing running in it, which is good. There's the other battery. That's ideal, actually. I want the batteries out. Well, before we do anything else, stop, read. I only got to 105 k an hour, and it was interrupted. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's not fast enough to count. Right, we're going to do the alloy car first. This is my first speed run. GPS is on, and as you can see, it's responding. We've got 18 satellites, it's sufficient. We've got our 500 meters, and I've got markers every 100 meters, the yellow things and the white stake. 3S battery, 3050 motor, Copperhead 10 ESC, and Radiolink's new R8FG receiver with the RC-8X radio. Thank you, Radiolink. Links are in the description for the car, the GPS, the radio, and this is my very first run with this thing. Now, I bought this carbon fiber, I bought that carbon fiber roller with my own money. And this here is the car that Rlaarlo sent me to review. That's the body. It's a bit beat up from the track. All right. I just gave the gyro a sec to calibrate as well. Now, I don't know what the range is going to be like, but I've got 500 meters marked out here. And we're parked in the middle. So the 250 meter mark. So we'll head up to one end. Plenty of cogging. I'm winding on so slowly. That's full berries. So this is not going to be a fast run. That's okay. What we really want, oh geez, that had a humongous steering angle. Rats. I'm winding on so slowly. That's full berries. So this is not going to be a fast run. Should have brought the phone so we could get the GPS reading. It's going to be a long video. I forgot I'd turned the steering right down so I couldn't do a U-turn. Alright. Well, per the rules, car's fine. Oh look, we're here. No, we've already got our max run. Actually, I was happy with it. Although we can use this opportunity to true it. Crazy Hobbies in Sydney, thank you guys. I ordered an ESC that could run 4S in this car on Friday, and I'm pretty sure it's been delivered while I'm out today, so we've still got time before my deadline. We might stick 4S into this car and we'll see, we'll see what we can do about a bit more speed. Okay, what do we get? So we'll hit stop, read, 85, geez that was slow. This little fella just did 100. Clearly we've got some issues. Back to the drawing board with this one. Alright, I've been here 2 hours. 2 hours. So far, we've had a successful speed run. 98k an hour with whatever gearing I had in there. It was just a test. And as a test, no gyro, just what it is. 144001. Epic. Really went well. So I can gear that up. Now it's got a Hobbywing Max 10 in there, which can take 4S. The motor should take, it'll take it in a short burst. I think we'll try it and we'll gear it up a bit. That was good. Now, the Copperhead 10 is not designed for speed runs. The battery certainly has the discharge capacity, 68 to 48, so what, 480 amps it can dump in one hit. Clearly much more than either of these are going to use. 3050 motor, but the ESC couldn't provide the power. And so we hit our max speed of about 105. That was just the ESC topping out. It couldn't give more. The motor was cool, the ESC was not. So I've got a Max 8 that I think, while I've been here right now mucking around, the Max 8's just been delivered. So that'll give us, I think, 120 or 160 amps. I think 160 amps, potentially. And on 3S even, we should be able to go a lot faster. And 4S, that's where we're going to find some speed with that. So I'll have to come back to this location in 2 days when it's dry again. Now, then I ran the carbon fiber roller, and as you might be able to tell, I mean, I've actually washed it and cleaned it up quite a bit, but it flipped and flipped and flipped. I only had my chest cam, my little, this little fella. This guy, this camera runs on my chest, just that bit there. I've got a magnetic lanyard here that I use when I'm filming, and so it just sits on my chest, and that's when you can see my hands in front doing the stuff. So that's all that captured this, but we had a flip, but everything seems to be okay. The batteries flew out, which was fine, and it landed upside down in some grass, and it's really muddy here. So the car itself seems straight. I'm still in the middle of cleaning it up. I'm just charging the batteries, and we're going to take another run, because I muttered to myself as I was coming along here before I got anywhere near to 50% throttle. I said to myself, and you might have picked it up on the camera, this steering isn't quite true. I tried to get it trued, but I don't think it was right. And I think when we're going this fast, particularly on such a thin little stretch of bitumen, things need to be pretty precise. So I'm going to give it another go, and I guess we're going to see. Now, Radiolink has a gyro built into their receivers, and I've got it activated, but I just couldn't get it working in a way that I liked. I had it turned right down. I've experimented different levels. I had the steering expo on 50, then I bumped it to 60, then I bumped it to 70 something. I think it's about right now, but I could actually use slower steering. The gyro introduces a delay, and it kind of just, there's something not right with the gyro config. Could be me. It seems likely that it's me, because it's a new system and they've put a lot of R&D into this thing, so you would hope that it's me. I'm pretty sure it's me. But the reception with these antennas sitting back here, that's been a winner. We've got, where that magpie just went past, there's still the 2 white posts, and then there's yellow dots right near the end where it gets onto the public road. We're just on a private section here. So the posts are 100 meters, these cones are 200 meters. The next yellow dots up there are 300. There's another yellow dot's 400, and then at the crest of the hill is 500. I've got another pair that I can barely see them, but they're at the crest of the hill. So we've got a 500 meter stretch, and it's flat except for the very end. So I've been starting up there and coming down. So we're going to have one more go, with the carbon fibre one, because that's got the electronics that can handle this, I got to about 40% throttle, and that was 84k an hour or whatever it was. No, I wouldn't even say. I was barely open. I was just squeezing it on. I think we're good to go. We'll give it another quick run now, and we'll see where we end up. I actually expect to crash, and that sucks, but we'll just chalk it up to learning. So let's get the last round on and see how we go. I need 80 miles an hour. That's all I need. Let's do it. Okay, this is it. This is my last run today. Carbon fibre is selected. Gyro's off. Batteries are charged. I've cleaned the car up. It's now 8S, running through the Hobbywing Easy Run Max 5. Eight beeps, that's 8S. 4292 motor, 1500 kV, 63 tooth pinion, 50 tooth spur. Gyro's in but off. Next, we have the GPS. Why don't we touch the body and then I'll show you that. Now this poor body got cracked in that crash as well. I've fixed it up as best I can. There's the front. I had to bolster the rear of the thing as well. And I've also just walked the entire half-kilometre stretch of road next to us here. I've cleared any little stones on it. Next we need GPS. Back. Okay, quick read. Okay, so we've got 19 satellites and it's responding. So that's fine. So we'll start that. Sorry, one more thing to do. We don't gotta, but we're going to tape the front of the body down. Why? Well, I saw Raz do it, and I thought it can't hurt. So that's why. And even after that crash before, this tape was still bravely hanging in there, so great. The tape here is just for aero. Okay, so we've got everything you've seen inside the car, so my only job now is to run this thing, see how fast we can go, and then make sure we can drive it afterwards. That's poking out, but I can't do anything about it. So we're just going to hope for the best. That is steering, isn't it? Yep, good. And we also want to make sure we're trimmed straight this time. Unfortunately, the body just isn't quite sitting on how I'd like it to be, but I can't do much about it. We're going to try and keep it in the middle of the road. There's no gyro, so we're just relying on these bat wings and hoping I've got it straight. Here we go. Well, for them what said it, I blew a tyre off the wheel, so now we need foam. But that was actually pretty hopeful, eh? That went all right. We'll come down to make this short. I can smell the burning from the rubber letting go. Dear. All right, here's the tyre. So the tyre hasn't actually broken, but the glue did let go. So the wheel's going to be damaged. Hopefully we didn't lose any bits, and hopefully we can put it back together. Just out of interest, stop, read, 131. Oh no, we have damage. We've snapped a turnbuckle, and that was actually the front coming off. So we're going to fit foams, and the foam has popped out of the wheel, but it stayed on. I'll fix this up. We're going to come back here in a couple of days. I do actually have the foams here, but I just want to make sure we can drive this thing on. Well, it's driving. Not very well, but it is driving. Maybe not normally. Right, 131, that's 81 miles per hour. Not terrible, but not enough. I just achieved 81 miles per hour. We did lose both axles, but the car drives, but the turnbuckles just yanked out. They both yanked out. They're actually quite short. Oh no, they snapped. They snapped. So the car drives, but of course we left the axles. I'll have to go back down the road and get them. But we got to about half throttle, which that's about, yeah, we got to about half throttle. So it did great, but the foams popped out of the tires, or the glue failed, predictably, but you know, whatever. This was experimental. I still have time for this early, this first round for those of us that got extensions. Sorry, I'll get you out of the sun. So I'm going to come back here in 2 days. We're going to run foams. We're going to run a 4S capable ESC that can put out the volts on the alloy version, and we're going to have foams on both of them. And even with my failure here with 131 km/h, which is 81 and change in miles, clearly the car has it in it. We just need to put tires that can take the speed on both of them. We knew that already, but I was still happy to experiment and just let them fail because, you know, I wanted to see. And yep, well, there you go. The tires let go at about 80 miles an hour. So now you know too. The car does drive just poorly, but in the spirit of it, we need to have another proper go. So I won't submit this, but I will do this video. Next video, I know we're doing a bit of a speed run thing here, and I do have heaps of crawling. Biggest tire test on YouTube coming this year. It's been a lot of work, but we're nearly there. I've got a radio comparison series coming too, and we have some new crawlers to do as well. And we've got some other stuff. We've got a 1/5 SBR 2.0 to look at. We've got the Lurker from King Kong. There's a bunch of stuff. Subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss it all. I know I'm plodding along here with one video every 5 days or so at the moment. This speed run's going to compress them a little bit. It's a lot of work to get this done, but I want to get it done, and then we're going to get into the next round of stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Throw me a like for this one, and I'll see you in just a couple of days when we come right back here to my RC-TNT makeshift speedway. I'll come back and do it again in a couple of days, and I'll see you real soon after that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you.